Hey everyone, ShabeAir1000 here. Today we're going to be working on Monkey's little steam engine here. It's a D5 Wilesco. It's from the 80s. We're not actually going to be working on it. We're going to do a Rustoration. If you don't know what that means, it means we're not going to do any paint work. We're just going to take it apart, clean it up, and put it back together the way it is. I got her little whistle in. I ordered that for her. So I need to get two other things. I need to get a stack for it. Mine needs one too. And I need to get a, don't mind had one. And I need to get the burner tray for it. But, so we'll kind of take a good look at it here. I'll show you what tools I'm going to be using. And then we'll start taking it apart and cleaning it up. I did my 4 and 5, so before, so it's kind of going to be like that. We're just going to take it apart and clean it. She don't want anything done on it, and that's fine. You know, it's her engine, and that's okay. I would probably do the same thing, because I thought about it on my D4 and 5s, because they were a little rough. They were probably rougher than this, but I decided against it, and they turned out great. So let's go ahead and let's do a before and an after, okay? Okay guys, here's the before. You see down in there, I don't know if that's like grease or what, if that'll come out or not, but she doesn't want anything painted. She doesn't want anything, you know, like on that. She doesn't want that touched up. She likes the character. So, but this will be cleaned up real nice, and this tube should come out okay. And the boilers, these usually clean up nice. So the firehouse is not that bad. There's right here, you see that's kind of, sorry about the shadows. I'm doing the best I can. I got her light up here. There you go. I was going to mow, but I don't know if you can hear it. It's thunder and it's supposed to rain, so see, these are kind of bent up there. So let me get you back in the stand and we'll take this thing apart. Once we take this off, then we can take the firehouse out, which the boiler will come out. I'll show you how we do that, and then we can unbolt the tray, but this is going to be left in because she doesn't want me to drill them rivets out and put bolts in it. Well, she wants it left that way. So some of the tools we're going to be using, these are called ignition wrenches or distributor wrenches. This is a 7/32, and they're shaped like that for putting points and stuff like that in distributors. And we're going to be using a 15/64. And then I got this old thing Monkey must have gave me, because when she gets done with old towels, or in this case a pillowcase, she'll set it in the garage and I'll have it there. And I seen that in there excuse me, this morning, so I picked it up. Then we're going to be using a pair of pliers. You can use any kind of pliers, but I like these because they cover a lot more, you know, less damage when because you got to bend these over and then you got to bend them back. And then just a straight screwdriver, because we're going to need them to take this out and to take the tray out. So we're going to dismantle this, and I think I'll start on the motors. Yes, that clip, my old nemesis. So, okay guys, let me get you in the stand. Okay guys, I moved the light here a little bit. I don't know if it's going to help us any. I put it up above, but okay, so I also went and got a pair of these needle nose. That's for that little clip. I could probably use the bigger ones, but more chance of, you know, that thing flying across the the kitchen, and I also brought the smaller one. I thought it'd be better for those down in there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this little clip off of here. I know some of you guys like the close-ups, but some guys are like, your hand's always getting in the way. Well, I can't help it if I'm on a close-up. So we're just going to grab. Now I've got the spring held with my thumb, and we're just going to pull that clip off and gently release that spring. Okay, it's a metal spring, so I've got magnetic places in here that will help keep these things from flying around. Now I think that washer's brass, so I bet you this is too, because I know this is magnetic. Where you at? This is magnetic, so the spring is brass too. So alright, well, okay, so we got that. And as you've seen, that already popped off here. Right there. And we're just going to take this off. We're going to take that out. Okay. I'll clean these up real good too. I'm going to buff them out on the buffer. Alright, the buffing wheel. And now we're going to use one of our distributor wrenches here. And we're going to take off the pipe. We'll just start at this end. You can use pliers on these, but if they get real tight, it's easy to strip out. Right, now we're going to do the top. Right here. First, let's take our pop-off valve out. We may have to fire this up. I don't know though. We might not. This is just, I don't know. I did my other ones, but, well, had a lot of engines fired up here lately. Don't lose your little washers. I mean, even though they're cheap, you still don't want to lose them. So I'm just going to put them. I'll put that in its own place and this in its own place. Alright, now you can see how they get. It's just, you know, when you have a fire underneath something, that's what you're going to have. So, and eventually it's going to need clean, because, you know, it's kind of hard to, I mean, think about it. That's 40 years of, you know, 30 to 40 years of not being clean. And then this comes out of here like this. So I'm going to put that in its own spot, and this can just set over here. I'm going to put these guys in a little place too. Alright, now bring it back out here, because we're going to go underneath, and I'm going to use the smaller one, the 7/32, and I'm just going to get on these little nuts on the back of here, and then I'm just going to take my screwdriver in the front, 2 little screws there. Which one am I on? Bottom one. I'm gonna get them loosened up here. I think these are brass too, or it could be stainless. Yeah, they're brass, I think. Might be nickel plated brass. That's what these are. They're not copper, they're brass, they're nickel plated. They're not chrome either, so. Sorry about the lighting, guys, but we don't have studio lights or anything in here, so alright, there's that. See, that's brass, and at one time it was nickel plated. Some of this will come back, but we'll see. So I'll put that there. Alright, so we might be able to get that cleaned up some. We'll see. So there's that. And again, like this is not going to come out, so I'm going to have to get up in there and do the best I can with a rag or something, you know, up in between here. But that's pretty smooth. That yeah, that's pretty well balanced. There's no wobble or anything. This engine is a quiet engine. Alright, so let's put those up here. Now we're gonna, it's still spinning. Nice, Monk. Nice motor. Okay, so what we're gonna do is the 4 on the inside of here, that's for your, I'll show you once we get the firehouse off. That's for your tray holder, your burner tray holder. This one, and this front one is for the firehouse. So let's go ahead and we're just going to bend these up. That's why I like these. You pretty much just put it on there and squeeze it, and they'll straighten themselves out. Then we're going to do the long one up here, which there we go. We don't even have to mess with that. It came out nice and easy. Now down in here, I know you can't see it, but up in here, these will just, okay, let's remember that the 2 hole part are back here by where the stack goes. So these you just push in. Let me see, how did I do the other ones? Let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah, you just pull it out. That's what it is. And then that'll come out like that. See all that stuff? All that soot. Now this, I'm just going to clean this off with a wire wheel in the garage, because my trusty drill, I had a couple batteries with it. A friend of mine, Dennis Hallbacker, sent it to me, and I had extra batteries because I had a couple things that was her dad's, and they took the same batteries. I'm down to my last battery and it's the battery that Dennis sent with it, and it's finally going. It won't hold a charge more than, you know, a couple minutes. So let's go ahead. Yeah, these you got to be careful because you can really hurt yourself on, but there we go. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this off with a wire brush. I may buff it. We'll see. And then that's it. Like I said, she doesn't want this drilled out or anything, so I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it apart. So I'm just going to wipe this down. Clean it off, clean all this off the best I can without, you know, harming anything. I may use some steel wool. Got some ribs in the oven, they're smelling good. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this out to the wire wheel in the garage, and I'm just going to clean this up real nice. Well, it's not going to be super nice. Like I said, I'm not going to be re-nickel plating anything, so this is just going to get cleaned the best it can clean. I may hit it on the buffer, we'll see, but I'm going to do that real quick. You know, it's just bzz, bzz, nothing to it, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, didn't turn out too bad. About 10 minutes I think I spent on it. And all I did was hit it with a wire wheel and then hit it with the buffer. And you know, turned out okay. It's not perfect. A lot of guys will straighten these clear out and really get a, you know, and then rebend them and reshape them. I'm not going to do that. If it was a total restore, maybe. But still, this is never seen. It goes inside of here. So, but I'll try to get these cleaned up. These little windows there, I'll try to get them cleaned up for her. Maybe hit this on the buffer a little bit. But so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to the sink and wash it off with my, and I didn't bring it out, okay, wash it off with my SOS pad down here. Try not to scratch it too much, and then I'm just going to hit it with the buffer. Okay guys, looks better. All I did was wash that off in vinegar and an SOS pad. So I'm going to go hit it with the buffer, and I'm going to try not to take off too much of the nickel. I did on my D4, but it kind of gave it a cool look, so I decided to keep it that way instead of re-plating it, because I got to get all the stuff for the plating job and everything. But yeah, that turned out pretty good there. So alright guys, let me go do that. In fact, I think what I'm going to do, I want to drop this in nickel, or drop this in while I'm cleaning the boiler. I'm going to drop these items over into the vinegar and let them soak for a little bit. Alright guys, I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay guys, now I'm going to take all these little pieces out, and I'm going to do the same thing that you just saw. If you guys want to see more of the buffing and stuff, let me know and I'll show more, but I don't know if it's boring to you guys or not. I had these soaking in vinegar, so we'll take a good look at them so you can see the before and after. And then this piece, it, you know, you'll see it, so you won't see this part, the piston, but you'll see the rod, and you'll see this little guy here, the cylinder. So, and this guy, you'll see a little bit of him. So let me go get these taken care of, and I'll be back with you. I've got the little red drip pan and the base soaking in WD-40 over there. So yes, that's some pretty good stuff. Take that grease off, so it dilutes the grease. So let me go ahead and get these done. I don't want to lose that. It's not needed, but it does make everything look better. So I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, here's all the parts. Turned out pretty nice. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, but she didn't want a whole lot done, so that turned out pretty good. And look at that flywheel. Wow. I cleaned this up even though it was brand new. Cleaned this up. This turned out pretty good. This is the original one. And cylinder turned out good. Alright, well, let's put it back together. I'll speed you up, and we'll see what it looks like after. blaster. Pretty shiny. That flywheel turned out amazing.
Looks really good, babe.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. So there you go, guys. Like she said, sometimes it just takes a little love, you know? I gave 20 bucks for it. I don't count shipping. I think there was some shipping, but I don't count that, you know? The price I gave for this was 20 bucks. So there it is. Nice and smooth and good looking.
Oh, you mean me?
Okay. On that note, I'm gonna do my outro. Okay, guys, there you go. We did another. So that's 3 we've cleaned up, and you know, took apart and cleaned up. The 4 and the 5, I did those, and we just did this 5 for her, Monkey's 5. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna eat. I was making supper while I was doing this. So what do you think, Monk? What do you think your little thing?
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's cute. Looks so much better. That's amazing.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that got shiny, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Shea Bear, the Myth, the Man, the Legend. I'm gone for now. I'm going to grab something to eat, Monk.
Fish out. Bye, y'all.
And, you know, it was a couple hours of just messing around. Of course, it would have took longer if I, you know, sanded it and painted it, but she didn't want it that way, and I agree with her. It's good enough. The paint and everything is good enough the way it is. You know, just cleaning it up. Sometimes things don't need to be redone. My 4 and 5 didn't need it. So, in my book, a lot of guys, first thing they do, throw it in the damn sandblaster, you know, start filing all the imperfections off of any cast, you know, that come from the factory. They file. I made it better than factory. You just ruined it in my book, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if they go filing all the imperfection off a cast, sometimes, yeah, it's too much. You got to do a little bit of work. But there was one, I forget who. He's a big channel. He was restoring something. He said he had to he don't talk, but he writes stuff on the screen. He said he had to refrain from, because he was showing the casting marks. He said, I got to refrain from filing these off and making them smooth. The customer wants it the way it came out of the factory. Yes, I do too, you know. Alright, guys. Thanks again. Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Stay safe.